7 o'clock. I'm going to go ahead and start. We got a big, busy meeting this morning. So, welcome back to Rotary 2022. Thanks for being here, people. By way of introductions, do we have any visiting Rotarians this morning? I haven't seen any yet, but if anybody spots one, please speak up.
President Ian, she will be joining us. Tracy Day from State Farm will be joining us. I guess she's just logging in because she did say she would be here.
Excellent. As your guest? That's all right.
Yes, as my guest.
Fantastic. Thanks for inviting her. All right. Well, without further ado, please do let me know if somebody pops on here and I've missed them. I see iPhone to everyone. I am here. Is that Tracy?
That must be.
Hi, Tracy.
Good morning, Tracy.
All righty. So we've got a lot of opportunities for the new year. Some are bringing forward from the past and some are new. So looking ahead, we are still seeking a couple of host families for the potential exchange year. We'll hear a little bit more about that later. But if you haven't had your call yet, please do expect one and be ready to talk about who you might know, even if it's yourself that might be interested in hosting. Under more opportunities, again, this one is a carryover from the very end of last year. And if any of you or anyone you know is good with the web in terms of website maintenance, you don't have to build it from scratch, but there's a little bit of language in there that it's handy to know. If you can maintain our website and update posts and photos and such, it would be really handy to have somebody on board who can do that. So keep your ears open for that and send referrals my way, please. Next up, Maggie brought this to our club, and Maggie, I believe you wanted to say a little something about it. This is a new opportunity for us in the new year.
Right. Hi. Thank you, Ian. This is the opportunity to help with the point in time count that happens I guess this is every 2 years now. I don't think they did it last year, which is to count people who are living unsheltered or not in homes. And so I put together a team. If you were to go to this information, you can sign up. The team is Rotary Arcata Sunrise. And for doing this in Arcata on the morning of the 26th meeting starting at 6:30, it's a morning thing because we want to catch people where they slept. So it's, it'll probably be most, but not all of the morning. And it would really help out because these numbers help determine the funding that comes to our community to help get people off the street and provide services to those who are on the street. So it's really important that we get a good count. So if you have any more questions, please let me know. It is, if I can do it, get up that early in the morning on a cold winter day, then I am sure everybody can do it. So thank you, Brandy, for your note. I'll put you on the list and we'll connect, but you'll need to sign up directly on that website. Thank you.
I'll leave that up for just another moment. If you pull out your smartphone and take an image of that, it should come up and you should be able to scan right in. But the website is there, and I'm sure Maggie will send that around now that the announcement's out. Maggie, in terms of time, that would be 6:30 to just approximate. Is it an hour, 5 hours?
It will depend. It will depend on what area you're assigned, but they anticipate the morning. So I can't. It's going to be morning. It's not going to go much past 10 or 11, mostly because people are up and moving around, and we don't want to count people twice. So it's really going to be those early morning hours.
Understood. Well, thanks for creating the team, so to speak, or the sign up location. And we look forward to participation from our club members, if at all possible.
Thank you.
Next up, this week, our meeting is what we call Club Assembly. For newer members, this is a chance for us a couple times a year to check in with our committee chairpersons and Avenue of Service chairs to understand what is our club and Club Foundation doing and how are we spending our money and what are our goals. So Terri is up first. Terri is our Avenue of Service Club Service Chairperson and is responsible for the highest number of committees because we've got a lot of organizational structure for our club to operate. So take it away, Terri.
Thank you very much, President Ian. I got some reports from this great committee. They work hard, and as you can see, it's kind of the core of making the meetings themselves happen. Our program committee consists of Howard, Greg Foster, Carol Vandermeer, Charlie Murphy, Karen Bergesser, and they met last month to create the spring schedule of for 2022 with a diverse selection of interesting programs. And our programs are always diverse and interesting, and I really appreciate this committee. And thank you, Howard, for your leadership. The membership committee has been busy this year with 4 new inductions: Luke, Kent, Angela, and Holly, and 1 still in the works. Thank you very much, membership, and AJ. The mentorship committee is chaired by Brandy and consists of Craig Newman, Scott Heller, Amanda Nelson, Maggie Kraft, and myself. We're currently mentoring 4 Red Badgers. And we're going to meet with the membership committee later in the month to collaborate more on making sure that nobody gets left behind. Not all clubs that I know of have a mentorship committee, but I really appreciate that because the sponsor can bring them in, and then the mentors can help get them oriented and answer any questions that they have. But also, I want you to remember that the whole club is really a member of the mentorship committee, because it's up to all of us to make sure that our new members feel included. The Diversity and Equity and Inclusion Committee is chaired by Romy. The members are Jessica, Maggie, Barbara, Craig, Amanda, Holly, Dick, and Rebecca. And they're continuously working on expanding the diversity of our service projects, the parts of the community that we serve, and collaborations with other committees and community organizations. They're creating a bilingual club brochure and promo materials, and are building educational minutes to include in our meetings every month or so. And I really appreciate Romy's leadership on this and everybody's participation. The other committees are really busy. Oh, fellowship. We, our poor charter night that keeps getting pushed off. Next month is our 30th anniversary as a club, which is really a big deal. And we hope to have some great way to get together, but COVID had a different idea for us. So we're still looking at a way to celebrate our 30th anniversary. We'll certainly send out an email saying that it's happening. And if anyone has a brilliant idea for an outdoor, safe celebration, that would be fabulous, but it might be not in February, just because of the weather. So that is what we're doing. It's a busy group. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you very much, Terri. Speaking to that, Terri, I understand that when you have a birthday, it's usually a birthday week. So let's call our anniversary year a birthday year, and we've got time to get this celebration in, right?
Well, and mine's actually a birthday month, but I like the idea of well, I learned that from Janice. I like the idea of celebrating us every day, and our 30th anniversary can be celebrated whenever we can all get together safely.
That's right.
Or maybe we can have mini celebrations, 3 or 4 socially distanced people every day or something. We'll figure it out.
So looking for ideas for fellowship. And speaking of mentorship, I wanted to touch back on that. Brandy's been an excellent chair for the mentorship committee, but she is interested in moving on. So if you would like to be a mentee, there's another opportunity in the club is work with Brandy. She's a great teacher and mentor, and would be happy to show you the ropes. So there we go. Next up, we have our Avenue of Service report from Community Service Chairperson, Amanda Nelson.
Thank you, Ian. I've actually asked AJ to speak, even though I am the co-chair with AJ for Community Service, as I missed the last meeting, but we're doing lots of cool things. So things change quickly each month.
Yes. So this year's been a pretty fun year with community service. Our biggest project that is coming up these next few months is our water catchment system that'll be installed at a few locations or 2 schools. And I know the wheels are turning there with engaging HSU and Interact and getting some planning taken care of, so that in I believe it'll be later in the spring, we'll be able to install that project. Another project we have in the works is a mini garden project for some families in the northern part of Arcata, and that's in partnership with I'm forgetting the organization, but they've been installing these mini gardens throughout the community, and I think we're going to meet with them in February to plan on doing 10 little gardens for Cooperation Humboldt. Thank you, Maggie. For 10 families that'll benefit from these mini gardens. So, and we're always open to additional projects. I mean, we have the cleanup regularly every quarter, and we love these hands-on opportunities. So if you have any ideas or some leads, please share. But that's what we've been up to.
Thanks so much, AJ. And if you're interested in coming to our meetings, please shoot me an email or a text, and we're happy to get you involved, or ask Ian. Any one of us can get you a link. And then Randy is gone today, but Maggie is going to give a quick brief update from finance.
Yes, hi, thank you, Amanda. So the Finance Committee primarily meets, well, even before the pandemic, we primarily met with email, and we respond to requests for direct donations from the community. And we've been really busy this year. We have basically spent our $4,500 allotment. I'm just going to tell you briefly the people the groups that we have supported: Humboldt Bay Trail, HSU Native American Food Sovereignty Lab, Life Care Humboldt, Out of the Darkness, Big Brothers Big Sisters, Arcata House Partnership, Humboldt County Office of Education State Science Fair Fund, the Rape Crisis Team, and the last one is through Ink People. I don't have the exact name. It's something, but they're trying to recreate Scrap Humboldt, or something like Scrap Humboldt that closed down when the pandemic happened, which I think is awesome because they really divert a lot of things from the waste stream. So those are the groups that we've supported, and we look forward to the board giving us more money. Thank you.
Thanks, Amanda, Maggie, and AJ. Quick shout out to that finance committee. You know, it's not infrequent, and that's an understatement, that requests for funds from our club come in. And the finance committee, I've seen their email threads, sat in on one meeting. They're very active and very conscientious about making those decisions about where to distribute those funds. So thank you for the work you do. Next up, we have our Avenue of Service report from International Service Chairperson, Tom Tellez.
Good morning, Sunrise. We have 2 avenues. One is the Rotary Foundation, and the other is the World Community Community Service. Terri, would you like to speak on the foundation?
Thank you, Tom. Sure. The Rotary Foundation is the heart of our organization. It drives so much of what we do in the world. The money that we give to the Rotary Foundation helps cure polio or prevent polio, and does so much work around the world and also locally. Our club's been very generous with the Rotary Foundation, and I appreciate your giving. You can always give more. There's no limit on what we can do. Thank you.
Thanks, Terri. And next is the World Community Service. Charlie, are you here? Charlie Jordan?
No, she's not. I don't think she's going to be here today, Tom. I think you're on your own.
Okay, not a problem. Let's see, the World Community Service, we pick up a lot of the projects from around the world. One of them that's different, it's not around the world, but within our own country, which I love, is the Navajo Water Project, which we've donated and we're beginning to get pictures in, which is nice. But some of the other projects that we're looking at are the Nepal WASH program project. We're still doing schools in Pakistan. Howard really spearheads those, and I don't know, those of you who've seen the images through the years, they're fantastic, and that's one of my favorites. We still have more. We're looking at the Cambodia school. It's possible that we are discussing donating to fund 2 of the kids for 1 year. I can't remember the amount. It's only like $200 or per
300.
child for a year. 300.
300, Tom. Yeah.
Okay. And then they also have other projects right now because of limited budget. We're trying to figure out how to help more people. And as many of you remember, we went to Guatemala, and that's still on. We do have some reserves, and we're discussing what to do with some of those. So World Community Service has had their hands full, but we're enjoying it. And thank you for your support.
Thank you for the report, Tom. Quick protocol updates. I did see you sneak in there, Nick, a little late. Welcome to the meeting, our district governor. I'm sorry, Dustin Littlefield. Jeez, I'm looking at Nick on the screen and talking about Dustin.
You get 1 a year, so that's it.
Okay, I'm done. No more freebies, huh? Okay, thanks for being here, Dustin. Next up, Avenue of Service report from Vocational Service Chairperson. Sarah is out busy with other very necessary things in the community right now. So her co-chair for vocational development, Charlie Murphy, is going to give the report.
I'm in San Francisco right now, so I reserve the right to report from bed. Yeah, so vocational service, we're mostly still focusing on working with TAY youth in our community. So TAY means transitional age youth, so 15 and up. For the county, that means I believe it's 23 or 24 years old. But primarily we're working with the 16 to 18-year-olds. Last year we had a really great internship/mentor program for our young people, where we had 32 hours of paid internships, and we also had our funds go to clothing, gas, IDs, and stuff like that to help prepare the young people to apply for jobs. We also did like skills training, so just teaching them how to build a resume and how to do an interview. That was part of the process of getting their internship. That's one of my favorite programs, just because as a young person, I didn't have anyone holding my hand through that. You know, to be honest, I think my first job, I completely made up my resume because I just had no work experience. I called my best friend, was like, hey, by the way, I was a camp counselor. But you know, I don't know, whatever. I think that just having someone, you know, and someone sit by you and say, okay, like now we're gonna call that job you applied for last week, and and this is what you say when you're checking up on a resume. A lot of kids don't have these super soft skills that we might, you know, they might have the intelligence and the tenacity, but they literally just don't have some of those skills. So we're really excited. We're recruiting young people and working with TAY division again to get some more people in there. We're also looking for internships for them still. We'll be reaching out to some of the people who offered internships last year, but if you do have a job, if you want to send us a resume, you can do it at my email. And these are any skills or any jobs. Some kids are really social and some kids are absolutely just kind of wallflowers, and they would rather just have like a filing job or a gardening job, something with low interaction. So keeping that in mind, you know, there's a variety of young people with different skills. And then in February, we are planning a kind of a skills, like an adulting class. Again, we're reaching out to TAY. We're gonna we sent them out a few ideas. So one was like budgeting, and one was interview skills, and one was, how to, even how to do your laundry. I've met young people in the internship program that we've done who just don't know how to do laundry. Didn't know how to turn on a dryer. So we were talking about, how do we make that appealing so the kids have that skill and feel confident. So we're letting Tay choose what skill they want to do. And then we're also going to pair it with cooking. We have a local restaurant owner who stated that he would be willing to do a Zoom cooking class with the youth. And then while they eat their food, we'll do like the skill development thing. And we're just piloting one class at the end of February, and then hopefully follow up if we have a lot of interest from the youth in our community.
Thank you very much, Charlie. I don't know about the rest of you, but man, that's inspiring what you're doing to help. Thank you for that.
And real quick before I go, I want to show Chris Hemphill this kite I just got. So, see this thing? It's an eagle.
Wow.
Sorry, Chris gave me a
Yes,
kite.
I can see that.
For another eagle.
Actually neat. Look forward to seeing it sometime.
I'm super proud of it. I'm such a tourist.
Glad you're enjoying it there. Okay, up next we have our Avenue of Service report from New Generations Chairperson, Nick Torres.
Good morning, everybody. Yeah, so with the youth activities, that committee is just kind of, because there's not a lot we can do in the community and everything has been changing a lot this over this last year. They are kind of dormant this year. We ended up sending some of their money to other committees since we can't gather in big masses and do the run and all that stuff that we normally like to do in the community with them. We're looking at another chairperson to possibly take over. I've asked the committee different members, but since we're kind of dormant, there hasn't been a rush. But if you're interested in running some youth activities and you really want to do that, we would love to have you there. The next is I guess I'll do the Interact and Rotaract. Interact has been kind of working their way through COVID and kind of just trying to stay busy, since we don't have as many activities because we can't really get into big groups. They only meet twice a week, and we mostly do a lot of activities with Rotary, but they are doing things on their end. Toys for Tots they've been helping out with. They've been collecting coats for a couple of months for Coats for the Cold. That ends this month. So if you have a coat, please drop one off. We collect hundreds of coats. Arcata High sorts them. We're getting McKinleyville and Eureka involved. Hopefully next year. They started to reach out to us, so we'll get them involved so that each school has their own system. But right now, Arcata High has an ongoing all year round, whether now they're handing out coats to anybody who wants them. They are strategically placed through the campus, and students can just walk up and take them if they'd like. So I think that's an amazing thing. This year, the kids bought $750 worth of coats. Craig Newman, thank you for going out and helping them do that. He actually had to purchase them, and then the committee was able to refund him because that just works easier for us. And so he took them to several stores. They went and bought a bunch of brand new coats, and they have been issued or hung around the school for any student to take. There's no questions asked. Student just walks up and grabs them. So I really appreciate that. But that $750 is what they raised last year in their change drive and kind of getting donations. So we'll see what we have raised this year over the next month and over the last 2 months. And we'll use that to buy new coats next year. And we tend to buy them when they're a lot cheaper. So sometimes we'll get them in the summer. Youth exchange, Claire, I believe you're here, but you said that you were not feeling well. So she said that she is proud to say that we're going to work with the Power of One program. We will likely have a student from Uganda or Tanzania, and that we've been working with these some clubs that border those countries and that are really enthusiastic about sending a student over here. Since because of COVID, we couldn't find very many students who wanted to go out. We're just going to take a kid in, and what we could use is some host families. Right now, we have Jen and Andreas Kraus. So they're going to be our first host family, but we really would like to have 2 more set up and possibly an alternate just in case something happens. But this is an opportunity to bring a kid here and just show him or her the or them the whole what our place is has to offer, because it's such a unique place. And a kid who has never gone on exchange before, this is going to change their life, and it's going to change your life as well. So if you can, please try to volunteer for that. If you get a phone call from us, answer it and respond. Let us know yes or no, or if you have a friend, and as the committee, we will go ahead and go out there and take care of that for you. You don't have to, talk to your friends about it. If you know somebody's interested, let them know that you gave us the information, and we'll give them a call. Ian is a really good salesman for this, because he has done this for so long. So he's really easy to say yes to when he explains it. He's had so many kids, so he can always tell you how the good and the bad about doing it. And the scholarship is, anybody here from the scholarship? I'm not sure if I saw you.
I thought I saw Jennifer come in.
Jed?
Yeah, I'm here for it. We haven't met yet to talk about we're working on that right now. So I can give you a little overview when you're ready for me to talk about the scholarships that we did provide last year, but I am here.
Yeah, go for it. And then of
Okay.
course, in that email, I said that you guys have the funding. I know you guys been waiting for the funding to come through, and
Right.
now you have it. So now you're able to, and plus all the scholarships ends up in the springtime anyway. So yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so we gave out, I don't have everything in front of me right now, but we gave out, quite a bit of money last year to some really amazing, deserving kids, and would love to get people. It'll be on Zoom again this year, especially with our surge in cases. Scholarship season is just now starting to happen with Humboldt Area Foundation and some other ones. So we can get ours in the next, I don't know, maybe 6 weeks, we can start putting that out there. So we would love to get people to sit on the interview panel when we do scholarships this year. And boy, if you're ever just feeling down and out, I think we've mentioned this before about just the state of the world and whatnot in our community, sit on this panel and listen to these kids as they embark on their next journey going into college next year, and you will feel like we are going to be okay. So more information to come soon, and please consider volunteering to sit on the panel. Thank you.
And then I have one last note about the Interact. We haven't talked much about them because they've kind of been quiet this year due to the pandemic. It really decimated their membership. So what it looks like we're going to end up doing is pausing or putting that club on hold. Our Rotaract, sorry. We'll put that club on hold and see if we can get them built up again. We'll try and, oops, I'm sorry. Lisa, guess what? You just won the raffle. So we're gonna try to just kind of keep them on hold for now. Their membership is mostly it's 2 Rotarians who are also Rotaractors and their president. So it's been really hard for them. We'll go ahead and try to get them on campus or kind of do a group thing. We'll be working on it. It'll be easier once we're not in this kind of flux for the pandemic. So we'll keep trying to engage them, but for now they're going to be on hold.
Thank you for the reports, Nick. I don't know if you all caught this in Terry's report. Nick is our sergeant at arms and makes those meetings magically happen when we're able to do them in person, and also helps in the background even when we're not in person. He's also, as you see here, our chair for Interact, and he also happens to be on the board as Avenue of Service chair for New Generations. So take that yellow vacancy seriously. And as I mentioned with Brandy, Nick is also a great mentor and teacher. So if you're interested in what Sergeant at Arms does, you want to get involved there. I know it's a slow year, so it's actually not a bad time to understand it because you don't have to get right in the midst of it to start learning about it. So thank you, Nick, for all you do too. Thanks for the report. Up next, we have our budget reports update from our, what I like to call our treasurer extraordinaire, Sophia Sacido.
Hi. Okay, so I'll start with the club side. We have, let's see, is that club? Yeah, we have 25,000 in our operational budget, so I'd say we're in good standing. We have dues have been mostly paid, like probably 95%, so that's pretty good. And then on the foundation side, we had budgeted 38,000 in fundraising income, and to date we've made 31,000. So, so we need to aim for at least 7,000 in the spring fundraising, which I think should be easy for us. And then we had also budgeted 20,000 in club member donations, and so far we're at 10,040. So we could use some other donations, I think, to hit that budget. Okay, the less exciting part. So the scholarship committee has 11,000 left for educational scholarships, 1,000 for VILA, and 500 for History Day. Youth activities has 250 left. They've spent half their budget. Interact has 712 left in that budget. Youth exchange still has their whole 750 budget. Let's see, Road Community Service has spent 3,500 and it's 2,500 left. Tay has, let's see, 4,200 left, and then 1,200 for the holiday dinner, which now that I think about it, I think that didn't happen. Community Service has 3,600 left, and then 2,000 for the district grant portion of that. We've paid half of our backpacks for the kids obligation, which is a total of 13,000 annually. Financial assistance has 2,750 left, and then Ian has 1,000 left in his discretionary, which I think he's going to talk about in a little bit.
Thank you very much, Sophia. You know, each month the board packet that gets sent out to the club members to attend our board meetings, if you like, includes Sophia's treasurer's reports, which are very detailed. And so if you ever are curious about how to read those and understand how that money moves through our club and our club foundation, she's a great resource, and I'd be happy to talk with you as well. And we do have a questionnaire from Maggie. What do we have in unrestricted equity on the foundation side?
We have 71,000.
Very good. I know the board will be talking about that in the upcoming meeting too. So if you have thoughts or curiosities about what to do with the money that we so laboriously and enthusiastically raise at our fundraisers, please sign on to the meetings. Thank you, Sophie.